Welcome to today's video. Guess what I got here? 72 Hours to JAMB UTME. We are going to review this book. Okay? We are going to review this book together. The 72 Hours to JAMB UTME was authored by Nkwado Augustine and it was published by Great Publishers 2025. That's the latest edition of this book, 2025. It's a non-fiction, informative book and it's only available in English version. Okay? So as I got these copies now, so I have to let's open it. I think we need to open it. It comes with a plastic package or plastic bag cover. Wow, this is the book, man. So let's know who this author is. Who is the author? Okay, Nkwado Augustine is a Nigerian entrepreneur and transitional mentor who is passionate in the impartation and distribution of just knowledge. Wow, he has been teaching and coaching O-level students for over 9 years. Augustine was born and brought up in Benin City, Nigeria, okay, where he developed interest for business and innovation at a very tender age. He has been inspired by reputable great men such as Thomas Sowell, James Ikechukwu Esomoga, Akin Alabi, and many others. Okay. It smells good too. This book was forwarded by a renowned public relations officer. He is also a dietitian. He's also a lecturer, and his name is Gbenga, Dania. And he recommended this book for all UTME candidates. He recommended this book for all UTME candidates and all candidates taking multiple choice examination. Judging from the appearance of this book, the quality of this book is quality. Like there was no compromise in the quality of the book. From the pages, look at how thick the pages are. Wow, so thick pages. This book is so fascinating. After reading this book, look at the back cover. The cover design is top notch. Everything top notch. The writing, the pen game is everything. The pen game is everything, and you have a lot of stories in this book. I am going to give my advice on this book. When you finally get this book and you want to read this book, I am going to give my advice on this book. Okay, I am going to tell you how to read this book, how to read this book in order for it to work well for you, in order for it to work efficiently for you. Okay, so let's look at the table of contents. In the table of contents, you have disclaimer, acknowledgement, foreword, introduction, and chapter 1. You have what is JAMB, like description of JAMB, JAMB versus UTME, like more like contrasting difference. Okay, JAMB versus UTME, more like contrasting differences. Then chapter 2 says reason behind failure in UTME. They are talking about candidates in UTME now. Then under chapter 2, you have direct reasons and you have indirect reasons. Then chapter 3 says UTME structure, like the structure of UTME. Then chapter 4 says mastering the proven unorthodox trade-off for UTME preparation. This should be your point of concentration if you still have time to prepare for UTME. Then chapter 5 says 72 hours to JAMB UTME. Wow. Anything that the author has said that is in this book is actually inside this book. Anything that the author has said that this book have done, this book has done it. And this book will continue to do more. Then chapter 5, you have 72 hours to JAMB UTME. Under chapter 5, you still have 72 hours to JAMB UTME in a nutshell. Okay, it's like a summary. Okay, then the final chapter, which is chapter 6, you have trade-offs of solving MCQ questions. Very important, very important. Then under chapter 6, you also have what's next, like what's next after reading this book. Then favorite quotes, then bibliography. So that's for the table of content of this book, and I'm going to give it fantastic. I'm going to give it a 10 over 10, the table of contents of this book. Okay. My recommendation for this book, a lot of secrets concerning JAMB UTME was exposed in this book. The book is such an IQ booster for any student preparing for JAMB UTME. If you're a kind of person or a kind of students or candidate that have low IQ, once you read this book, your IQ moves from 0 to 100. From 0 to 100, your IQ. You feel this empowerment after reading this book. I must tell you, I've read this book from front to back page over 3 times. This book you're seeing here, right here. I've read this book from front to back page over 3 times. Okay, so I know what I'm telling you. When I tell you that this book is very valid, this book does what it says, I am very, very sure of what I'm saying. About the book said 72 hours to JAMB UTME is a comprehensive guide to JAMB UTME and multiple choice questions. Okay, any examination involving multiple choice questions, this book is for that examination. This book helps you prepare your mind. These informative books provide readers with proven unorthodox trade-offs, which when mastered efficiently could be the pivotal reason behind a candidate's JAMB UTME success. By reading this book, you are learning trade-offs from a 7-time JAMB candidate. So this is to tell you that, or the author of this book is such an experienced person when it comes to examination and UTME examination. Okay, the trade-off in this book will not only be useful to UTME candidates during UTME, but in all MCQ questions, like I said, you see. So with one fascinating thing about this book is that it comes with a free gift, which is use of English series for JAMB UTME. Okay, it can be accessible on YouTube. It's a series that contains the English, all the topics of English was treated in that series on YouTube. All the topic in English that you are going to find in JAMB UTME were treated. It was simplified, okay, in that series. Okay, so do well to access that series when you are preparing for JAMB UTME or any English examination at all. But it was focally tailored to preparation for JAMB UTME. Okay, so ensure you check that out. Okay, check out the use of English series for JAMB UTME on YouTube. By just, you can search use of English series on JAMB UTME, or you search the author's name, Nkwado Augustine, on YouTube, then you access the series. If you don't or have not purchased this book, you are missing out on the masterpiece rigorously put together by this 7-time JAMB candidates. For just a ridiculous amount of 3,000, this book, everything you have here, this masterpiece, all the stories, everything on how this candidate was able to overcome every roadblocks on his way during his days of taking JAMB UTME for 7 times. Wait, the price of this book is 3,000 naira. This book, 3K. That shows the level of support and passion that the author has for UTME candidates and ensuring to see that students pass their exams. I will advise, if you have just 72 hours or less than 1 week to prepare for your UTME, after buying this book, when you buy this book immediately, rush to the table of content and go straight to 72 hours to JAMB UTME on the table of content. Locate it on the page and go straight to 72 hours to JAMB UTME. Study everything you see there, every strategy you find there, study everything, relate to the story, and you are going to see yourself. You are going to pass your JAMB at least. That is more than enough for you to pass your JAMB, I'm telling you. Only for candidates that have just less than 1 week or 72 hours to prepare for your JAMB UTME. Because if a UTME candidate can buy this book 72 hours to JAMB UTME, use it to prepare for her UTME and passed, score 270 in her UTME. That shows that any candidate that use this book to prepare for UTME, like 3 months before UTME, you should score above 300 or at least 300. What prevents you from using this book to prepare for your UTME 4 months or 3 months before UTME and score 300 and above? What prevents you? That's why I said, if you have like 3 months and above or 2 months and above to prepare for JAMB UTME, ensure you study everything in this book. This book will not take you more than 8 hours. To read this book will not take you more than 8 hours if you know what you are doing as a candidate. If you have more than 2 months or over 2 months to prepare for the JAMB UTME, ensure to cover everything in this book, read everything in this book, and if you apply all the strategies you find in this book, all the trade-offs you find in this book efficiently, scoring 300 in JAMB UTME is a small thing. A lot of UTME candidates, even candidates that are taking other exams like multiple choice examination, have testified the goodness of this book, 72 hours to JAMB UTME. Okay, one mistake that the author made, I will not call it a mistake, is that he didn't put those reviews from those that have used this book. But when you go online and research on this book, you are going to see people giving their testimony relating to the goodness of this book, how this book helped them in their JAMB UTME, especially on TikTok. Okay, check and you are going to see them. Like, this book has helped. Even when the author was disseminating this knowledge with his mouth, when this book has not been in a written form, the author disseminated all the knowledge in this book with his mouth. So the author decided to put it in a book in order to reach a wider audience, in order to reach many more UTME candidates. One omission the author of this book made, I will not call it a complete omission, but he didn't put an area in this book where people reviewed this book, like those that have testified the goodness of this book, reviewed the book, gave their testimonies, okay, in a written form. Okay, but you can also look out for the reviews of this book where people have testified about this book on videos and tests, all of that, okay, verbally and in written forms. Okay, you can see that on TikTok, especially on TikTok is there. So just research on this book, 72 hours to JAMB UTME, and find them. For the rating of this book, given the quality of the book, the front page, the back page, the body, the paper quality, the printing quality, that's what's most important here. The printing quality of this book, the paper quality, everything, the quality of the knowledge disseminated. Okay, I'm going to give this book 4/5. Okay, because this book, even though you have some eye defects, you can also read this book with ease. Okay, you are also going to have a smooth journey while studying this book, okay, even though you have an eye defect. That alone makes this book almost an efficient book, okay. This publication is almost an efficient publication, okay. The quality is something I can't really explain, okay, but I am going to give it an elegant appearance. This book has an elegant appearance, okay. It's a book that is so attractive to read, okay. The reading duration of this book is 8 to 12 hours at a regular pace of reading. To purchase hard copy on this book, send a message to the author directly on his through his Instagram handle at Nkwado Augustine. Remember, that is also the author's username or handle across all social media platforms, okay, at Nkwado Augustine. In just one package, you have quality, you have quantity, you have affordability, and you have elegance in just one package. Isn't this beautiful? If you want to order soft copies of this book, the soft copy, that's the electronic copy, the eBooks, is available on Seller, okay, at a ridiculous amount of 2,000 naira. Okay, you can access the ebook on Seller. So search 72 hours to UTME on Seller to get your ebook, okay, so that you can always read it anywhere you find yourself. If you find yourself in the show, in the market, or at work, you can always access it, okay. The hard copy can also be ordered on GG, okay, GG store, GG app online. You can also order there. Just search 72 hours to JAMB UTME to order your copy on. Please, once you buy this book and study this book, please ensure to give your review. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend about the goodness of this book, okay. Tell a friend. Let's continue disseminating the knowledge. Do not keep the knowledge you acquire from this book. Everything you learn from this book, do not keep it to yourself. Recommend this book to your friend. Recommend this book to your family. Recommend this book to anyone you know that is going to need the vicarious knowledge, okay, disseminated through this book. So do not hide it, please. Thanks for watching this video, and do well to like, share, and comment. Drop your views in the comment section, and I am going to see you in the next video. Follow me on all social media platforms at Nkwado Augustine, across all social media platforms. And if you want to purchase this book, purchase link is in the description. Just look at the description. For soft copy, the link is there. For hard copies, the link is also there. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.